As I was looking at the lesson this week, blessed are you who are poor, blessed are you who are hungry now, I couldn't help but think about how as of November 1st, all the people in our nation who receive SNAP benefits would no longer receive that food assistance because the government is shut down. And we tend to think of poverty or food insecurity as something that happens to other people, not in communities like ours here in Middlebury. But children in our district qualify for free lunches, and I'm sure people here in this room at one point or another have received food assistance. And if you don't think you know anyone who ever has received food assistance, well, you've all met me, and I've received SNAP benefits from the government in the past. And it's been weighing on my heart to think of all the people suddenly facing really difficult decisions while in already difficult circumstances, because I can very clearly envision what decisions people are facing. I've been so incredibly disappointed in our government, but I've also been disappointed to see and hear so many people spreading misinformation and maligning people who are poor. And many of the people who have said awful things are themselves Christians. Our national discourse always ends up in a place where we end up arguing who truly deserves food assistance. A mythical, deserving poor person is constructed to be the antithesis to other poor people who somehow don't deserve help. And I would like us to just critically examine this idea of people who deserve food aid and people who don't. When we say some poor people don't deserve food aid, what we're saying there is that we think there are some groups of people who deserve to starve. And it feels uncomfortable to say it like that, so we have to blame people for their own poverty, to say that they don't work hard enough, that they make bad decisions, that they don't spend responsibly, that they're different from us, respectable people. But all that's saying is that we think there are some groups of people who don't deserve food and who deserve to starve. And just think about that for a minute. Many of the people who receive food assistance from the government are children. Do we expect children to go out into the world to work jobs just to show that they're not lazy and therefore deserving of having food? Then there's the idea that poor people can have food, but certainly not nice food or good food. It's the idea that people use SNAP to buy food that's too expensive, or food that we don't think is healthy, or food that we don't think is right. And what's meant by those criticisms is that we don't think poor people should be able to have anything nice, that we think poor people should be ashamed and have to suffer if they receive assistance. And then there's arguments about how much food people buy at once. The narrative is that people on food stamps always have giant carts of groceries. They don't seem needy. And of course, many people who receive SNAP benefits buy a lot of groceries at once. The benefit comes in once a month. Therefore, many people shop a month at a time. What we're saying when we criticize the food people buy or the amount of food they have is that we really want poor people to suffer and feel shame, and that we don't think they deserve to have anything nice. And just think about being a child. Imagine that you are a child and your family receives food stamps, and just think about how it would feel to have people talk about you and your family the way our country talks about people who are poor. So when Jesus says, "Blessed are you who are poor," that is still exceptionally relevant today.